How's it going, everyone? KingBlackToof here. So this is a guide for Holiday of the Dead, Standard and Expert mode. Let's start straight away with the first one.
Ever tasted?
So this is the first challenge, Breaking Bread with the Dead, Standard mode. In order to complete this puzzle, there's not much RNG and you just have to place things in the right order. The order of that is 2 Scythemen, then your leader card, then 3 Archers, then your leader card, then 3 Scythemen. Now, make sure when you're playing the Archers, you're preventing a trio, because if they get a trio, you lose. I'm going to show that now in play so you can see what it looks like. So it basically just means you have to place them in this order. Scytheman.
Reaping black-clad heads.
Then a second Scytheman.
Black-clad heads.
And then your leader, Jermaine.
Follow me.
Then you'll use 3 Archers.
Sod it all.
Making sure to destroy the one to stop them getting a trio. Okay. The more Archers you put on, the more damage you can do. So we'll use 3 Archers here.
Shots! Sod it all.
And then we'll use our leader card again.
You won't take us alive.
Okay. And now we use 3 Scythemen, and that should be it.
This harvest, reaping black-clad heads. There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die. This harvest.
Okay.
Damn things breed like rabbits.
So the second challenge mode, Knocking on Horror's Door, is another puzzle game. Now this has a tiny bit of RNG, doesn't really matter, especially in standard mode, and there's a lot of leeway to the order in which you play your cards in order to win this. If you want a quick guide on how to win this, the order, one of the orders, is play your leader card onto the melee row, you play Vesemir onto the siege row, you play Mass Levy onto the melee row, then you play an archer onto the range row and push back 2 of the ranged Ekimaras and kill the 3rd. And then you play Vesemir on the range row. Then you play an archer onto the range row, push back 2 of the ranged Ekimaras and kill the Katakan. Then you play an archer onto the range row, push back 1 melee Ekimara, 1 ranged Ekimara and kill the Katakan. And then you play Vesemir onto the melee row. And then you play a compact Tinkerer onto any row and heal your Ram for RNG safety. You play Mass Levy on the melee row and another Mass Levy on the melee row. And then anything after that, because you'll have won. So let's see the game in action, and you can see it being played out for you. So the objective of this game is to destroy the castle. He'll have these 10 cards he'll throw at you. They're always going to be in the same order. First a bunch of Ekimaras, then a bunch of Katakans, and then a bunch of Garcane. So we're going to start with our leader card first, because...
Break down the gate!
And we're going to put them on the melee row to get that doing damage. Okay. Next he's going to play some Ekimaras. We are going to immediately play Vesemir, because he will return to our hand after 3 turns, so we'll wipe those out. And he'll return to our hand shortly. Now, there's a little bit of RNG on what she will hit and stuff like that, but if it hits something really catastrophically bad, just try again and you'll get a different thing. We're going to go with another set of Scythemen onto the melee row to do more damage to that. And these are going to move forward. More Ekimaras are coming. Like, she's going to do 5 damage and eat something. If it eats one of these, it's fine. If it hits him, it's generally fine. If it hits that, it might ruin something later, but we'll see. Right, so next we're going to be using the Yeoman Archer on the range row to knock back 2 of these. And then do damage to the 3rd one. Now we're going to get Vesemir back.
The wings!
Okay. Going to place him onto the range row. So she ate a Scytheman, which is fine. But now they're starting to place Katakans now, which will do damage to the battering ram. So we're going to play another archer here. Push 2 of these back. And deal damage to that Katakan. Okay. Another Katakan is coming. I'll send it down to there. Now that's going to get another 3 damage done in a minute. So again, we are going to place another archer here.
Don't like this.
Knock that one back. Knock, let's say, that one back. And then we kill that. Okay. We're going to play Vesemir on the melee row. This will kill all these, stop them consuming. Because no more Catacans are coming now. It's going to be loads of Garcanes, which are going to damage things on the range row, which is not going to do much. So now we can just fill up more Scythemen onto the melee row.
My spirit's willing, but these damn boots are killing me.
Okay. So that's a bit of RNG. It could have killed these. You could use that particular thing for a bit more value, but we'll just do this. Okay. And the last Garcane there. That. Okay. And then we just finish it off. So that was the particular challenge. Now the difficulty there is dealing with the Ekimaras and then dealing with the Catacans immediately. If you get that bit down, it's easy going from there on after. So just follow that particular rule set there. So the third challenge of standard mode is Bloodthirst, and this is a normal style of Gwent match. However, the AI will play similarly each time. So if you want a order in which to play units, first you play the cook on any particular row, although you will stack on that row afterwards. Then you play a farmhand onto that row. Then you play another farmhand onto that row. You'll play an agitator, buff the lowest units. Then you'll play a bovine. Then play a thunderbolt, again, buff the lowest units. And then play a crossbowman. Then play a thunderbolt and buff the crossbowman and the lowest units. Then you should be able to pass. And then on your next turn, you'll play a bovine. Then play your leader card. Then play an agitator and buff both of them. Then play peasant militia. And then play a late harvest, choosing the option to play 3 lowest strength units. Then play a crossbowman. And then play late harvest again, opting to choose the 3 lowest units. And that should give you the win. There's a little bit of RNG here, depending on what the Ekimaras eat in your deck, but it should be easy enough to do this. You win by quite enough by 2-0ing him. I'm going to show that to you now so you can see it in action. So the key here is to 2-0 the opponent. He's going to start by placing himself down, which is going to put fog on all 3 rows. We're going to start by putting a cook. Doesn't matter what row you put him on, but you're going to stack on that row from now on. Okay, he's going to play that, which puts some rats in your deck. Don't worry about those. We're going to play farmhand on the same row. He's going to steal one of your units. This might be RNG. I don't know how it works. Last time he stole my cook. Doesn't matter at this point. Okay, so it is RNG. We're going to play another farmhand. Then we're going to play an agitator.
Left, right, left, right.
Then we're going to play a thunderbolt. We're going to play our bovine. We're going to play a thunderbolt. So that's RNG there. Don't know what he ate. Farmhand apparently. Okay, we are going to finish it off with 1 crossbowman.
Life is mine now.
That should cause a pass. And we're going to pass. Next round, we're going to try 2-0 him. We'll gain 1 more of those. We'll get that. We get no rejiggers. We also get that. This draw might be different to you if he eats, like he eats something with the Ekimara that he played. So just bear that in mind. But it should still be effective for you. So we're going to start by placing the bovine. We'll start with leader ability. This is going to put loads of 1 strength rats on the board. We're going to play our leader card, which can't be hit.
Cannot back to yours, no matter what.
Okay, we're going to play Agitator in between these two. Buff them up a little bit. He's going to start playing Katakan soon. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to play the Peasant Militia now.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Okay. Then we're going to play Late Harvest, choosing to opt for 3 of the lowest units. And if you're lucky, you'll get... This is very random what you get, depending on what he's eaten. So just make sure that you want to try and make sure everything's over 3 strength. Okay. Crossbowmen are the best things you can get. You do a lot of value from those. And Scythemen are fine, and you'll start getting Scythemen a lot more later on. Crossbowmen and Peasant Militia are the best ones. Okay, I'm going to do a Crossbowman. Ding, 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 ding. And his last card, not going to be that bad. Then we'll play Late Harvest. Opting for 3 lowest units again. Scytheman, 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 I suspect. There you go. Okay, so I mean that was different to the last time I played it. So bear in mind there's a little RNG based on what he eats, but it shouldn't be too difficult. So the first expert mode challenge is breaking bread with the dead. Again, it's very similar to the one before. It's just about the order in which you place your puzzles, and there's no RNG involved in this. So the order, quick guide, is Archer, then a Scytheman, and then a Scytheman, then your leader card, then an Archer, and an Archer, and an Archer, then your leader card, then an Archer, then an Archer, then a Scytheman, 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 Scytheman. Okay, make sure when you're playing your archers that you're denying a trio, because if they get a trio, you lose. Let's have a look at that in play. Okay, so this is very similar to the other one. However, you got limited cards. It's always the same, and they always play it in the same order. So it's just about placing the right cards down at the right time. We're going to start with an archer.
Sod it all.
Then we play a Scytheman. And another Scytheman. Now we'll use our leader card.
Follow me. The beasts bleed. It me.
To give us loads of archers. We'll be using 3 archers in a row to completely wipe their board. Make sure you're killing the things which are threatening a trio.
Gods! It's cursed traitors.
Okay, so by getting 3 of these on the board, we have gained the advantage. Now we're going to use our leader ability. Right, now we are going to start with Archer.
Sod it all.
And another Archer.
Sod it all.
And now we're going to place down 4 Scythemen for the victory.
Aye.
Okay.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me. This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads. Aye.
There we go.
Damn things breed like
The second challenge in expert mode, knocking on Horror's Door. It's very similar to the standard version, except the gate has more health and they play more Katakans, less Arcane. So, quick guide to the order in which to play is play your leader card on the melee row, then play Vesemir onto the siege row, and then play Mass Levy onto the melee row, Mass Levy onto the range row, killing their 3 Ekimaras on the range row. Then you play an archer onto the range row, pushing back 2 Ekimaras and killing the 3rd from their range row. Then you play Vesemir on the range row. Then you play a combat tinkerer onto the range row, healing your ram and killing the Katakan. Then you play a bovine leader, picking up your leader card. Then you play Vesemir onto the range row. Then you play a combat engineer onto the melee row, healing your ram. Then you play your leader card onto the melee row. Then you play archers on the range and just go for the gate until it's dead. Let's have a look at it now in the video so you can see it being played. Okay, so this is very similar to the standard version. We've got a different amount of cards. He's going to have a couple more Katakans Than usual, we're going to start with Jermaine of Fox Hollow, your leader card, onto the melee row. Get as many peasants going as we can. Ekimaras come first. We'll play Vesemir on the siege row. More Ekimaras come. That is fine. We're going to take the opportunity to mass levy more scythemen onto the melee row. Time to mass levy onto the range row and kill these 3 Ekimaras. This will really put the pressure off the Ekimaras coming at us. So this is final Ekimara group. Okay, we've got our Vesemir back, but we need to use a archer here onto the range row. Push back 2 Ekimaras and kill the 3rd. The reason we push them back is so they all jump to the range row when he places his first Katakan. Now there's a bit of RNG here. If it hits the ram, it could hurt us later. You'd have to do it something a little different. I still think you've got enough healers to not worry about that. So don't worry if it hits there. You just have to heal a little earlier. So now we can play Vesemir onto the range row, killing all those. I'm going to place another Katakan here. Okay. We can heal the Katakan. I mean, no, we can't. We can heal the ram with a combat tinkerer onto the range row. This means we can heal the ram and kill the Katakan. We can now use the bovine to pick up Jermaine. He's going to play his final Katakan, of which we can now use Vesemir to kill. Onto the range row. Now, this is a big old safety strat. An obvious safety thing. Play the combat tinkerer, and I think it's worth playing it onto the melee row. And we'll heal the combat battering ram thing. Just in case she would consume it. She does have a little RNG. Right, now it's just a matter of fact of placing your leader card down and trying to get as much value as you can. Kill that ram before it finishes. Have I bugged the game? I have bugged the game. Oh wait, no. I don't know. No idea. Okay, so we've got a bit of time left. Always put Vesemir down because you get extra turns. And when you've got 3 cards left, it's best going on to the range row. More value.
Okay. The gate is down. Heal South Jones. Quick, inside. Come on.
So the last challenge on expert mode is Bloodthirst. Very similar to the standard mode variation. You get a mulligan this time, so there's a bit of RNG with, depending on what the opponent eats out of your deck, will influence the mulligan. But a quick guide for this is to mulligan a cook, an agitator, and a thunderbolt in that order. Then play a cook on any row, but you will stack on that row afterwards. Then play a bovine, then a farmhand, then another farmhand, then a bovine, then an agitator, opting to buff up things above 3 strength if possible. Then play a crossbowman, then an agitator, buffing up that crossbowman is very important. Then a peasant militia, and this will probably cause your opponent to pass and you'll have won the round, so pass as well. Now you'll get a mulligan here. You want to get rid of any thunderbolts you've got, so this will depend on what's been eaten from your deck, but I mulliganed a thunderbolt here. You want as many peasants as possible. First play will be your leader card, and then you'll play a crossbowman. You want to play the highest strength one you have because one of them's been buffed. Okay. Then play late harvest, opting for the one that gives you 3 of the lowest units. And then play late harvest, optimizing the ones that give you 3 of the lowest units. Then play an agitator, trying to keep everything above 3 strength where possible. Opting to go, make sure you try and keep your crossbowmen, any of those that you've got, you want to try and keep them. Then play a crossbowman, and you should have won. Okay, so let's see a video of this in action, and that'll be it for this particular challenge. So thank you for watching. Let's have a look how to do this last final challenge. Okay, so we mulligan one of our cooks. Then we mulligan one of our agitators and then one of our thunderbolts. Don't have a thunderbolt. Then that's fine.
Come out!
Sorry to...
So we'll play the cook first. Then we'll play the lowest strength bovine because he will steal one card now.
More blood. I want more.
Okay. Then we'll play a farmhand. And then another farmhand. Then our final bovine. He's probably going to reset something, not quite yet. But our final bovine. Now we'll play an agitator. He's eating some stuff, a bit of RNG here. So we'll play an agitator, try and keep things above 3 strength where possible. Buff the lowest stuff because he will reset. Okay, we'll play a crossbowman.
Order!
Okay, at this point, let's play peasant militia.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
This will probably cause him to pass. Okay, a little out of order from the particular order I gave in the quick guide because I've had different RNG. But, you know, you want to try and keep crossbowman and a peasant militia if possible for the last round. Let's see what we get. I don't want any thunderbolts. Okay, that's reasonably good. So we'll keep it like that. Just peasants. Play our leader card first.
We cannot back yours.
We'll start by playing our strongest. Okay, strongest crossbowman, because he'll be buffed to 5, so he can't be killed by a Katakan. Okay, then we'll play late harvest, opting for the 3 lowest units in the deck. We're lucky. I mean, this will be RNG as well. We're lucky we'll get some crossbowmen and such, but mostly it'll be scythemen, I think.
Reaping black-clad heads.
Okay. At this point, in the quick guide, I said another late harvest, doesn't matter. I'm going to do an agitator because I want to make sure things are above 3 strength. And I have access to that, although he'll become 3 strength now. So it doesn't really matter what order you do it here, you're just going to play everything. The idea is to really to 2-0 the guy, okay? What's most important is that you keep your crossbowmen safe. Make sure they're above 3 strength so they don't die to a Katakan. But apart from that, pretty easy. Nothing else is going to die. Play another... Oh, that will die, so play that last.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf.
Okay. So it's just really 2-0 him. Try and make sure your important enemies, your important allies, sorry, are above 3 strength. So they don't die. Some things will. You know, but there'll be like agitators or scythemen. Just make sure your crossbowmen are safe. And then just 2-0 him like this. Okay. And that is the final challenge. Thank you for watching, everyone. Take care. Enjoy your new title.
I'm feeling a mite dizzy.
Thanks,
Mind if I
Regis.
sit?
Take care, and I'll see you again very soon.